G'day everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a bit of an interesting one. Today I was in a VB-10. This is also going to be the spade impressions for the VB-10, just to point out. Obviously you can tell up here it's not actually spaded, but I really don't have much left to do. New 20s, airframe, fuselage repair, which make little to no difference. That's Killer Tiger or Tigger Jr. Sorry. You will see him during the battle. He was a great sport. Absolutely great sport. You can see there that's kind of a minor spoiler. But the VB-10 in War Thunder, obviously, the digital time traveler hates it. I don't particularly like it myself, but this battle was a 1 in a million for it. I do get incredibly lucky towards the end, I will admit, but let's go over the plane. So you've got 50mm of bulletproof glass both here and here. It's not saved me once, to be truthfully honest, so don't rely on this thing for armor. The armament is 4 20mm cannons, which sounds good, but they fire really fast and half the time they don't hit the target. Now, my personal suggestion for upgrade path would be radiator, compressor, 20 mils, engine injection. The new 20mm cannons, I don't really have much trouble with these 20 mils. Sometimes in head-ons they can be a bit annoying, but if you really want to hit your targets accurately, use the new 20s. You may notice that I've not actually ground out all the way with these two here. It's because I want to get them roughly about the same and then I can get all three done in one match. That's how I want to do it. Obviously I'll need to do a bit more on the A-frame. But anyway, this video is probably going to be about 20 minutes long because this battle took about half an hour, I think it was. But the VB is actually surprisingly fast on the deck. It's surprisingly fast at altitude. And there is one player in our match called something, I'll have to check. McFowler69, who, let's just say he attempts to insult me. Yeah, don't worry, mate. More live recordings are on the way, I promise. Well, obviously, by the time this comes out, you'll see a couple. But this will be coming after the German-Italian shooting at its finest one right there, which, as you can see, has already been deleted because of a micro patch. So I'm lucky I did that yesterday. Obviously, it's 1st of February when I'm recording this, but I just had to get it done. So the VB-10 in War Thunder really doesn't have much of a reputation. From what I've found, it was a 1937 design, and it didn't see its first flight till 7th of July 1945. That's a big difference now, isn't it? But anyway. So, in this battle, we've got a lot of clouds. Let's just say that. There's a lot of clouds. I'll just wait for the replay to start and then we will fast forward because there is a lot of dead zone in this battle. But I'm going to leave the chat on for good reason. And that's because of this geezer. This is McFowler69. And you are going to see his pathetic attempts to insult me and, well, Dark Angel will tell you I'm immune to 90% of insults. And even then, 90% of the time, I don't care. Well, the last 10% of the time, I just don't care and I'll insult them just as hard back. So, when you get to around this sort of upgrade path, I recommend climbing this thing at around 15 to 20 degrees. 15 degrees would be preferred, but it doesn't do too badly. So now I've already cut 8 minutes out, just like that. And as you can tell on the left hand side, my team is collapsing. Oh boy. Is this going to be another one of those typical VB replays where, well, VB battles I should say, where it's going to be the entire team dies and it's all up to the VB? Oh, for the most part it will be. But I do surprisingly well in this plane. I was actually considering sending this one off to the digital time traveler. But then I thought, no, I'm going to use this for the spade impressions. Now you can see Haxi Lon. Now you'll see the yaw rate on this thing is horrible. But it's just good enough to get a hit and cripple that BF-109. He's now going down. That'll be my first kill, and there we go. Yep, I didn't want to get hit by that sucker. Two BF-110 G2s, they have some mean firepower. Now my plan here was to, because this Yak-3 is already out of ammunition, don't know how, I was planning to get the 109 to break. I crit the 109 right there, and we continue onwards. And here you can see the speed. Obviously I have come out of a dive, but I find myself being relatively consistent around the 300 mark, up to around 350 on this thing in the deck, or in this thing on the deck. There you can see Tetrama. He will be seen later. Obviously, he's obviously put in chat thick boy clouds. Gotta love the memes. But let's just say this was a funny battle. And in a couple of minutes, I'll actually call out McFowler for being AFK. And judging by his attitude, shall we say, he's either the average Essex bloke in the UK, or he's just some fat hillbilly in America. Probably Alabama, if I had to guess. Oh god, I'm going there, aren't I? Anyway, we're now going to skip ahead a little bit. And it's around about this point where I call out McFowler. Are you actually going to do something? And there you go. Nope. Alright then, B report fast play. I could care less. I just left it at that. But this guy? No, 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 no. Well, pretty much left it at that. Bots are more useful than you. He then puts the typical stereotypical response with go cry, so I say, more like, go fuck yourself. Which is one of my favourite, shall we say, comebacks, in a way. Because not many people know how to come out of that. Now the Yak-3, for some strange reason, decides to turn it around, even though he's got no ammo. Or he might be low on it. Let's have a look. He's completely out. You see, I don't really look at the bullet counts up there. I always thought if it was like a lighter red, it's low on ammo. And if it's bright red like that, it's out of ammo. But obviously, I don't tend to take notice, so I've never really looked myself. But there you can see Tetrama. He is going to pull vertical for me. I believe his D5 is mostly stock. And here he goes. Aha, guarantee I'd knock you the F out. No idea what he's saying there. BMT. So either he's the average lad from Essex or something like that, or a chavvy sort of area, and then he says don't get cheeky. I'm probably older than you, mate, for the way you're speaking there. You can't even spell you right half the time. I crit the D5 there. I don't get an assist, unfortunately. That's a shame. And here comes my sarcastic comment, where he then thinks I'm gay for some reason. No idea why. Puts hands up in a sarcastic fashion. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, wow, I'm so scared. I sound gay, don't I? No, I don't. And I'm not. I can assure you that, laddie. And any second now, he'll put, you must be bent, or something like that. Didn't really look. See it? Wow, you're bent, lame-o. At least I can spell you're right, and no, I am not. You automatically assume someone's sexuality just by, well, just by being a knob. Then he starts saying defo gets touched up. No, that's your uncle, mate. So I respond back with, love it how you assume sexuality by me making a sarcastic comment. I always make sarcastic comments. It's one of my traits. And one of my favourite insults to use against American pilots is, I can see why you have to fly American planes due to your low intelligence. Now I don't think you'll ever see it yet, but if you look down to the left near those ships, you might see two BF-110s. And then he tries to say, not as much as you love your, I don't know what he's trying to say, probably uncle's cock. That was pathetic, mate, because you got him spelled that right. I then call out the P-51 for being at whatever altitude he is. I don't actually know. I don't use meters. You fly French, you pussy. I've done more than you, pal, and I'm in a French plane, which is known to be crap. Oh wait, this is meant to be a review, isn't it? But yeah, you can see here at around these altitudes, the plane maintains a good speed. And there's Killer Trigger, or Tigger, sorry, Junior. I keep saying Trigger for some reason. It's just automatically it's automatically in my head. And well, the Yak 3 is going to crash shortly. I think he goes for a carrier landing. And there are the two BF-110 G2s. Probably the biggest threats to me at the moment, other than the G2 Trop, which is flown by Tigger, or Killer Tigger Jr. Got it right that time. He then puts your wet fam. Fam's so outdated, mate. Just saying. You can see why I'm laughing though, because it is just pathetic. And what would a insult back to a child be without a mum joke? He then thinks I'm posh. No, if I'm from Nottingham, mate, I'm not posh. I can assure you that. I do apologise for any background noise. You know, no idea what's going on. And I can assure you, buddy, I am not posh. Obviously, the BF-110G's tail turret can point up to about 80 degrees, which is just ridiculous. I crit this 110, don't worry, he'll go down soon. I think I blew off one of his elevators, or both. And there goes the second one. Second air kill for the game. You are fam, you speak in stage directions. Here comes To Killer Tigger, taking a head on. He'll make some French jokes, which are actually decent. Obviously, I cannot roll with a 109 G2, so I immediately roll out the plane. And I use the speed that I gained in the dive. And here comes To Killer Tigger with his French jokes. French boy, please. There's Sinister Hydro in his 110 G2. He then tries, well, McFowler's trying to assume that because I'm flying a French plane, I'm automatically French or something like that. Honestly, McFowler, you really need to learn insults, buddy, because they're pathetic. They really are pathetic. But you can see here, Killer Tigger's behind me. You should have surrendered 20 shells ago. There goes the French jokes. But I think he was carrying gun pods. I'm not entirely certain. And well, McFowler's attempts to insult are just so pathetic. Probably my 9-year-old cousin could do better. But Killer Tigger is still behind me, and at this point I'm actually low on ammo, so I say to him, yeah, well, can I wave the white flag now? Kinda low on ammo. Your cannons do empty quickly in this thing. But now we're going to skip ahead once again. And McFowler actually does something useful, people. He bounces the Killer Tigger. I promised him a baguette I had in the second engine cooking. Don't worry, mate. I'll deliver that to you UPS. Or as you requested in your Berlin grave. Because sadly, Killer Tigger does die to McFowler. Which was a shame, because I'd love to have dogfighted Killer Tigger. I make an old meme joke. But I'm just going to skip ahead because I'm just returning to the airfield now. And also, I forgot to mention the other 110, Sinister Hydro, did crash, giving me my third kill. Forgot to mention that. The BV pilot starts being a typical BV pilot. And again, McFowler tries the old, come on frog, catch up. He knew I was landing for ammo. I'm sorry, mate, but If Dark Angel was in this match, you'd have two of us roasting you. Just saying. But there isn't much that I'm going to do. All I really do is take on the Gaming O, which he fires rockets at me and I needed a change of pants when he did so. He wasn't a very experienced pilot, so he does screw up the dogfight. He was more than capable of taking out the VB-10, even with me at the controls. I've had a better wolf spading experience than the digital time traveler, but this is still not a good plane. You really have to work for it. So here comes the Gaming O. I just activated an Avenger. I never saw his dot until I hit the Avenger and then came out the menu. Wasn't an insult. Stop using long words to sound clever, you wet cunt. That was just pathetic. Anyway, I took a hit there. There's the rockets. Gets a couple of hits into me, and I was thinking at this point I could maybe, keyword there, maybe outstall this guy. But it's a 109 F2, that's not going to happen. And there you can see McFowler getting all salty because clearly he doesn't like the fact that I'm a better person at insulting than him. So I stall out, kick the rudder over. The rudders are actually very responsive in most engagements. At high speed it is not. Just thought I'd warn you. So I pulled up here. The 109 does maneuver relatively well. For a low level player, he put up a good fight. That I can tell him. I was using a minimap there to find where it was. And in a normal dogfight like this, I don't stand a chance. I'll tell you that right now, I do not stand a chance. You can see here the 109 is just running rings around me. But unfortunately, the 109 was not very experienced. He either locked up or just wanted to be a mountain goat for some reason. And he smashed into the ground. That was sad because the Gaming O, mate, you did give me a good fight there. We could have had a much longer engagement. Maybe you could have gotten your, I believe it was your first kill for the game, or I could have gotten my fourth. But even so. And that would be pretty much the end of the match. After I make a joke about the German rockets. So what do I think of the VB-10? Well, don't fly it. Just don't fly it. I found it to have good service in Tankard B. As a reasonable interceptor for bombers and heavy attack aircraft like Stukas, IL-2s. It was perfect for that. However, in an air RB match, this thing is severely limited. It is missing its two 500 kilogram bombs, which it could carry historically. And overall, it's just not a very good plane. It's got good performance, but that's its only unique selling point. And I'm sounding like a business now, but if you take that into account, this thing will do reasonably well. But anyway, I'll let you guys off. Do avoid this plane. I am going to start Spain in the later variant, which is 4.3. You get an extra 650 caliber machine guns, which I'm looking forward to. But if it's like the Spaded experience I had with this, we'll have to see. Anyway, I'll let you guys off. Hope you enjoyed the laugh in the chat with McFowler. I don't know how old he is, but clearly some 14-year-old who thinks he's hard. But anyway, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed today's Spaded impressions on the VB-10. And well, I'll catch you all on the next one.